Hey guys, so we'll make this the final segment. We'll call this segment number 7, and I'm going to show you guys the 2 ways that I build lineups. So we're going to have our hitting for average and our hitting for power, also known as what I like to call the shotgun approach versus the laser approach. So before we get into that, let's check in with Ricky, see what he's up to. So 20 years ago, when Henderson was playing with the Mets, he saw reporters running around the clubhouse before a game. He asked a teammate what was going on and was told that Tom Robson, the team's hitting coach, had just been fired. And Ricky said, "Who's he?" So Ricky could hit for average, he could hit for power, and as DFS players, we want to be able to do both. So we're going to take a look at what that looks like. So the shotgun approach, hitting for average, and we'll incorporate sorting, which I've already showed you guys how to do. So the first thing I want to show you is what I mean by that. So let's go back to our Seattle example. Let's get rid of this randomness. Gross. Get rid of it. Slide on down here. We got rid of our randomness. We got our pitcher caps. We have a 14-game slate. Big boy. This yellow, I think that game was postponed. So go back to Seattle. We know we want Seattle. Seattle scored 11 runs. Let's just say we knew that they were going to have a big night. So let's clone this. You change this down to 3. And, you did your research. You did your homework. You looked at the ERAs, the K percentage, whatever stat you want to use to try to find bad pitching. And you go down and you want the Mariners, we want the Angels, we want some of this Coors stack, and let's throw in a contrarian 5th team like the Reds. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to make sure that the Mariners are our 5 stack, and we're going to have them stacked with these other 4 teams, and we want that in one crunch. So the way to do that is you take the number of teams that you want, so we've got 4, and you divide it by 100, and you change this to 25. So we're telling the computer that we want the Mariners equally distributed as the 5-team stack with these other 4 teams as a 3-team stack. And let's say we want to run 100 lineups. So you're going to do 20 at a time. 100 divided by 5 is 20. So we're going to do 5 different sets. Boom. Look at that. Beautiful thing. 5-man stacks. Mariners in every single one. Each team evenly distributed. Just awesome. Love when it comes together. So we're going to do that for each team. Next we'll do the Angels. And if you want to verify if it was done correctly, you just go to Team Stacks, 5 over 3, even, all 5. Cool. And we're going to move this guy into the other one. And now we're going to go to our 3rd team, which is the Phillies, get some of that Coors action. And this is how you can combine chalk with contrarian to get some really unique lineups. That way, if the Coors game does go off, you're not going to win the Coors game just with Coors stacks. If both teams score a bunch of runs, then, of course you will, but no one's going to win other than going full chalk. No one likes to you never want to go full chalk. It's going to be a losing proposition most of the times. But let's say that, the chalky Phillies and the contrarian Reds both went off. Well, now you're cooking with gas. That's how you win GPPs. Most people don't build this way. I just like hand building my teams because I want exposure to the bats that I think can score runs, and I'll live with the results. What I don't want to happen is be like, dude, man, love the Mariners today, but you trust the 150 is just going to spit out Mariners. You get no Mariners. Mariners score 11 runs. You're pissed. You lost all your money, and some other jabroni won because he hand-selected the Mariners. So make sure everything's looking good. Boom. Love it. This system that Dave and his team has built is just so damn impressive. This is why I'm telling you guys, invest in this. It is so worth it. You will earn your money over and over. So we'll build our 5th one. Get our Reds in. And we have our 20. And again, this will go smoothly when your numbers are correct. So I showed you how to do this. You have a set of 4 4 divided by 100 is 25. That's how we came up with that number. But we want to make sure that whatever we're building here is I forget what they're called, a dividend or whatever, a group of 4, whatever that is. So if you build 23, something's going to be even. So we got one less angel stack opposed to everything else. But if you did 24, because I feel so stupid. I don't know what that's called. It's slipping my mind. It's my Fresno State education hard at work. Boom. Now you get multiples. That's a multiple of 4. So now you have 6 times 4, 24. So make sure that the multiple lines up here to here. So let's say we wanted to add in a 6th team. Let's say we want to add in the Indians. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 divided by 100 is 20. And so we want to make sure that we're running sets of 5. So let's go back to our set of 20, as that is a multiple of 5. And we should get, what did I do wrong here? I can't even do my own math. Let's try something else. You know what? They're too expensive. Good old Indians. All right, forget the Indians. It's getting late, guys. It's almost 10 o'clock Pacific time, almost past my bedtime. All right, so you'll roll these reds in over here. And again, we want to go use the sorting tool because at the top is going to be all of our Mariners, but let's say the Reds were the team that scored a bunch of runs. We need to make sure we have some Reds at the top of our contest to make sure that if you're playing in multiple contests, your higher dollar contests. And I showed you in the last MLB video how to sort that. So now we have our Mariners into our A's, into our Phillies, into our Rockies, into our Reds. And that's how you get those done that way. So that is the shotgun approach. We'll just do another real simple one. So let's say you just wanted, so we want to change this all to 100, and let's just say you wanted 2 teams, Cincinnati stacked with 2 teams, 2 divided by 100 divided by 2 is 50, and we want to make sure that we have a nice even number, so we'll just do 30, and it should give us Cincinnati with 15 each. Cincinnati with 15 each, pitchers right around 25%. Perfect. So that's the shotgun approach. A reporter asks Rickey Henderson if Ken Caminiti's estimate that 50% of major league players were taking steroids was accurate. His response was, well, Rickey's not one of them, so that's 49% right there. So Rickey's math skills are about as good as mine. I know you guys are probably watching like, how does this doofus win any money playing DFS? I don't know either. I don't know. All right, so this is the hitting for power. This is the laser approach. This is, you got to have a set of brass ones to do this approach. This is what I think Dandy Don does this. I know Wakey 777 or whatever that dude's name is does. And this is if you have the cojones. This is, dude, I don't even care. No other teams. Give me all of the Mariners. I want all the Mariners. No, 30's not enough. No, 50. Boom! I want 150 Mariners lineups, Mariners score runs. I'm winning all the money. This is ballsy, and it's not something that I recommend to somebody that has a low risk tolerance or a underfunded bankroll. But if you have let's say you have $1,000, the quarter arcade is $5. So that's a 200 buy-ins into the quarter arcade. You could legit do this. You could run 150 lineups. That's $37.50 a night, $37.50 a slate. If you can get that kind of volume, it's a little bit harder in some of the smaller slates, but on the main slates, you can absolutely get that. And let's say the Mariners score 11 runs. I think they're probably, less than 10% owned that night. you're not winning some of the money, you're winning all of the money. But this is just something that most people aren't comfortable doing. It's something that I have a love-hate relationship with it. I've done it, and when it's great, there's nothing greater because you're winning. But on the nights where you can't buy a run to save your life, you can go weeks losing with this strategy. So it's very risque. But that's why we manage our bankroll so well, because if we wanted to get aggressive with this kind of approach, we can. And look at these exposures, man. All over those Mariners. And this is another thing that I like to look at just to make sure, let's go to the hitters and let's sort by team. Oops. All right, so let's go to our Mariners. Look at that. Look at it. Isn't that beautiful? You're getting your Clint Fraziers. You're getting your 8 and 9 hitters here. We have exposure to every single person in the lineup. And even like, an Edwin Encarnacion. We're only 11%. But, dude, he's probably 1% owned on the slate. So you have 10 times the exposure. That's how you leap the field. That's how you leverage. That's how you win tournaments. Again, I'm not telling you either way which one to do. It all comes back to your preference. But this is something that if you're sick and tired of, dude, I was on the Mets and I didn't have such and such, or I was on the Phillies. I didn't have any Franco, man. He's hitting 8th. He's hitting, this is bullcrap, man. I should have won tonight. All right, solve your problem. Do this. Do this. It works. It's scary, but it works. But again, before we wrap up, I'm just going to come back to this and come back to this and back to this. Get your runs like Rickey, but think like Pete. The most contrarian thing is not to oppose the crowd, but to think for yourself. I'm talking about Peter Thiel, not Pete Rose. So appreciate you guys for hanging out with me all night. I think we went close to an hour. Anything you guys can do feedback-wise, I appreciate. If you want to email me, my DMs are open on Twitter. Getting my website built right now. I'm not trying to sell you guys anything. I'm just trying to pay it forward into the community. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, tell your friends. If you don't like it, don't tell your friends. And whatever you guys want to see next, we'll do. So thank you guys so much. Good luck this week and this weekend. And we'll be around. Appreciate you.